Sonic Speed Simulator is dead. What went from being a good idea to a game troubled by its development team and lackluster updates to now it being dead. Well, first of all, how did this happen, and what made Sonic Speed Simulator good? So Sonic Speed Simulator is a Roblox game, which was released in between Sonic Movie 2's release and before Origins, which put it in quite a good position to get promotion. When Sonic Speed Simulator was released, it was based on a system of rebirths, where you would level up, rebirth and get faster and play in open space. It would, and still does, receive updates every Friday or Saturday depending on the scope and the size of the update, sometimes on Thursdays. What made the game fun was the fact it was free, made with love and care, and the gameplay, which as mentioned consisted of a rebirth system and momentum, which was fun to find exploits. Not only this, it was good for promotion, as at the time Sonic Movie 2 was released, which meant this was a perfect way for people who watched the movie but hadn't played Sonic could experience Sonic for free. Not only this, because of it being multiplayer, you and your friends could hop on and play Speed Sim for a laugh and just have fun, just, have a good time. Also, as it was frequently updated, new worlds or skins were added, adding variety and stuff to do. For example, Hilltop and Chemical Plant were added not long after the game's release, which meant it was a way to keep the player count up. Not only this, these new maps would be able to work with the forever increasing speed of the players, so all in all it was quite good. Then following these big updates there was a bit of a gap, but then there was Metal Sonic Race, which encouraged competition to see who could get the fastest time and try and beat your own fastest time. So all was good for Sonic Speed Sim, until goddamn microtransactions reared its ugly head. Okay, so this wouldn't be a Sonic Speed Sim death video if we don't talk about the microtransactions. So in this rebirth system, chows and trails would help you get faster, quicker, and to get these you would have to get rings, rebirth, get more rings, which meant that you were rewarded for playing the game, until game fans saw blimmin' dollar signs. So yeah, they made it so that to get good chow and to get more chow at once you would have to pay Robux, which if you don't know is Roblox in-game currency. Not only the prices in Speed Sim were ridiculously high, not only did they make leveling up more pay to win, they made the events pay to win as well. They had requirements very high and time consuming, so players would most likely pay to complete the events rather than sink hours their entire week into one game just to get one skin they liked of a character they liked. So yeah, very money hungry and greedy. But hey, it wasn't all bad, as they added the tornado to the game and a stage for it with its own unique gameplay. That's awesome! Oh, but the tornado feels a bit slow. Oh well, don't worry, here's a faster one. But you have to pay. Oh well, look, they've added hoverboards and a new map. It's more small as it's World 1.5, but it's cool. There's a drowning mechanic, big and froggy, and there's going to be another map later on, part of Rouge's heist update, and more hoverboard content. Wow! Oh yeah, some of the hoverboards you want, you have to pay for, and you can't grind for them. Oh, and they're limited. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh well, at least they're adding a Metal City racetrack. Oh, and a Metal City map to play around in, sick. Oh, Pumpkin Hill as well, that's awesome. Oh, they're removing Pumpkin Hill. So I don't know if you can see the trend here, but if you can't, they would add something great and then add something or do something terrible, which meant that the player base started slowly decreasing. And not only this, they put a vote out for what character should be added next. Shadow won, so what did they do? They didn't add him until a year later. The second most popular character in the Sonic franchise, and they didn't add him until a year later. Oh, but they added Android Shadow before him, but even then that was ridiculously late. And all for what? Teasing your player base and making them lose interest. Oh, and to make it worse, the development team behind Sonic Speed Sim and their conditions and stuff like that weren't great, and quite damning stuff was coming out at the time, which I won't go into too much detail, as there's loads of videos about it. Anyway, back on topic. Sonic Speed Sim had a second chance. That day was a big one. 11th of February 2023. So yeah, Sonic Speed Simulator became Sonic Speed Simulator Reborn. So what did they add? Well, they revamped Green Hill, Lost Valley, Emerald Hill, while removing Snow Valley, the world's emptiest map. Hilltop, Chemical Plant, Metal City, Race, Stardust Speedway, Race or Metal Madness, all the obbies, all the tag maps, reset everyone's level, but had revamped the entire system, removing the power of the spin dash in the favour of the boost, and adding an Eggman boss fight with better systems. So this was Sonic Speed Simulator's second chance with Reborn. Although some people had not liked the resets, it was more balanced, bring back old players leading to a higher player base, while fixing loads of problems, and one of these problems being Green Hill having everything and the other worlds not, which meant Green Hill was always the main place. But they fixed this by adding portals and the events to every other world, which they, soon ended up reverting that decision. But hey, we'll get into the second downfall. But not long after Reborn's launch, they did it. They added the ultimate life form, Shadow the goddamn Hedgehog. After months of false hope and the lightness of his inclusion decreasing, he was added, skyrocketing the amount of players all the way up again, which meant Speed Sim looked to be making a comeback. And then shortly after the Shadow update, they added New York, and it seemed to be keeping on top most of the leaks, which added to the surprise of the events rather than being spoiled. And they added new races, a new race system, which was amazing. But as always, Speed Sim didn't last. And now we are where we are. Leaks are coming back, Hilltop is apparently coming out according to the leaks, and at the time of writing the script, the game is getting lackluster updates with the least attention it's ever gotten. So if you've learned anything from this video, don't be like GameFam, and Sonic Speed Simulator is dead. It's quite unfortunate, as the game had and has a lot of potential to be great, but due to GameFam not being the best, e.g. not paying employees and silencing ex-workers, and updates sucking and the removal of content, so yeah, you get it. If you like this video, please do give it a like and please subscribe, because this has taken me way too long, and reading this script was a nightmare because the amount of spelling issues that I've put in it. Oh well, peace.